Okay, I'm at 680 Spring Hill Lane, Cincinnati, Ohio. We're doing a sanitary lateral inspection for the purchase of a home. We're looking for any structural issues, root intrusion, things like that. Mainly here, looks like we have an injector system here, a pump system. So it's a grinder pump that all the waste goes into this pump system here. And we have two, a main pump and a backup pump here. That's these two lines with those metal, those are backflow preventers. And this ejects it out the front of the house, and then it gets carried to the main. Now, I've also contacted the Metropolitan Sewer District to get some mapping, just so there's some information on where it goes and how it gets there and where it goes back to gravity. And so the inspection here, what we're going to do is we're going to go back. We're going to go backwards and do the underground piping underneath the floor, just to take a look at all that, and then we'll see if how much information we can get from the sewer district as far as where this runs and how it's laid out. The reason you can't inspect the stuff that is forced or pumped is just due to the small diameter of the pipe. It's a very small diameter, and there's no like clean out access to it because it is pumped, so it's under pressure, so it's a different type of system. But eventually it does go back to gravity. They will just pump it up till they get to the point where gravity would again be able to take over, and then it would go back into a gravity system somewhere near here. It's just don't really know where that is until we get the information from the sewer district, but that will be included with the report. It's just a little map, and if I need to note anything as far as giving a legend to show what is what. But this is all PVC on the interior, which is normal for the age of the home. And I know that down here this looks like it kind of snakes through. And there's a bathroom on the far left corner of the house, front corner if you're facing the house. So far the line looks great. We have, all the fixtures have been run and tested, flow tested, and also the ejector pump was tested just from usage, and so we'll possibly do that again on video, and we'll just show how much water and the sound that comes in as far as you can hear the pump, and make sure that it ejects. And so here we are, 55 feet, and we are already, if you look in the bottom left hand corner, you can see how the angle at which the camera is sitting, about 60 degrees. If I pushed harder, obviously it would go more vertical, and that is the end of the line as far as the underground line is concerned. So everything looked great. It's not holding any water, so there's no low spots in the line, and that's good. That would have been highlighted due to all the water that's been run. It would settle in any low spots. In this case, obviously we don't have any of those. So what we'll do again is I'll pull back, and we'll sit very close to this clean out, and then I'm going to run a bunch of water down here, and we'll let it fill up and eject to make sure that it's all. Sometimes it may take a while because it would have to fill a good deal. This is a pretty large holding tank, and there will be level switches that would obviously, when it gets up to a certain level, that's when the pumps will kick on and eject it up and out of the house. So, here. we are at the base of the cleanout. So I'm going to go here. We're going to let this water run, and then we'll see how it goes. But again, we're going to pause the video while we get that water running. Okay, so we are running a bunch of water here, and hopefully you can hear when the pump kicks on. The monitor is pretty close to it, so you'll be able to hear the line eject. I did get a map, and it seems to be that it's 150 foot long. Forced main, or pumped main out there too. So a lot of this, almost the whole thing here, is pumped. And so the issue with that is just that there is no access anywhere out there for any kind of gravity. I don't know. It looks to me like just outside the house, if you're facing the house, it would be on the left side. There should be an access out there for the forced main. But anything beyond that point would be the responsibility of the Metropolitan Sewer District. It looks like they have maintenance over this. But I will go ahead and take a look outside and see if there is any kind of access. They did not include a key or a legend with the. And there goes the pump now. And there are redundancies built into this, so you have two separate pumps if one fails, and there's also an alarm on it that would alarm if it gets above the level that the pumps would normally discharge, and that way you will know before it gets to the point where it's overflowing. It would tell you that to basically stop running water, so that it would so that you could either have the pump repaired or diagnose the issue. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pause the video for a minute so that I can go outside and take a look. We'll turn the water off, and then that way I can give a little bit more information if I find anything out on the outside without ending the video. So again, I'm going to pause and go outside and take a look around. Alright, so I was unable to locate exactly the access points. I believe actually that there is a spot that, and you'll see on the map that I will supply and send with the report, that there is what looks like a water meter. If you're coming down the driveway, it'd be on the left-hand side, and there's but the water meter, what looks like a water meter, you look down in there and it's hard to see because it's so deep, but I believe that is where the access is to the pump. I don't believe that is the water meter. And what that is probably an access for the pump, or for the pump line, excuse me. If it ever does become clogged, there may be a way to clean it, but you'd have to turn all the pressure off, and the entire main is also forced, and so it's not something that we're allowed to even access. As far as the main, that's all on the city. But again, I will supply the drawing, or the map, that shows where the line runs, and how it goes up, because I also could not find an access to the one up at the very back of the cul-de-sac. If you're coming, the house you have to go past to get to this one. That one also has two water meter pits, so I'm assuming that they have used those also for access for that one, because it shows that that house is also on an ejector pump, and several others down here in the cul-de-sac. So we've got a decent amount of information. The interior line, the main reason is that we were here. We did the interior line, and 50 feet of that, and everything there looked wonderful. Looked exactly like it should. No issues whatsoever. The ejector pump here is working as designed.
and once it exits the house in the front, it must go all the way across the front of the house and tie into where that old water meter, what looks like a water meter, it's a metal top, and then from there up to the cul-de-sac is owned by the Metropolitan Sewer District, and so the only way to actually inspect any of that is to have a very tiny camera, and you'd have to take all the piping apart. So, but everything looks great. It's functioning as designed, and flowing well at time of inspection. So that'll end the inspection at 680 Spring Hill Lane in Cincinnati, Ohio.